Good day, everybody. Today is Wednesday, September the 8th. Welcome to the month of September. And it's my pleasure to bring the most recent update for the city of Belleville. Today finds me down at the Quinte Rowing Club. And it's an exciting day because they are actually going to be naming two brand new boats that the club is using for part of their training exercises, and they do some recreation and some competitive, but today is a naming ceremony for two boats, and we're also just waiting for a group of paddlers to come in, so it's very, very exciting. But I do want to start off with an update on where we are in terms of our COVID-19 situation. So as you know, we remain in what's called Step 3 of the reopening Act of Ontario. So the reopening plan has been paused here at Step 3, and we've had a number of different announcements in terms of the requirements for vaccination passports moving forward to use certain services and whatnot. Let me just quickly give us an update on our current numbers. So the numbers as of today, we have a total of 32 active cases, and you've seen over the past number of weeks those numbers are fluctuating. What's been very interesting is the largest number of people who are part of these new cases, or the growth in cases, are people who are not fully vaccinated. So we have had 1,301 total cases since the beginning of COVID, and we've had almost 173,000 COVID tests completed in our region. There will be some changes in the next little while, both in terms of the testing center for people who are asked to get a COVID-19 test. You'll recall that is being at the Quinte Secondary School site. And so the Quinte Healthcare that runs and operates that facility will be making an announcement about a future site somewhere else, not at the Quinte Secondary School, but we'll update you on that. But we also know that the Quinte Sports and Wellness Center has been doing vaccinations in the family dental clinic arena. And we will be making a slight change in that from there to the gymnasium. But again, more information on the timing for that will all come. But it doesn't take away from the very good information we have, which is our current level of vaccination. So over 126,000 people have had their first dose. That's 84% of our population. And we've had over 112,000 people who are what we call fully vaxxed, meaning they've had both doses and they're at that 75% level. I do know that folks that have health concerns, they are now getting their third doses, that booster shot to help them stay healthy. So we have been doing really, really well. Let's keep up the good work. We do need to get those numbers up. That 75% fully vaccinated number is not high enough. And as a result, the province of Ontario is bringing in certain restrictions that can only happen if you do have you're fully vaccinated. This week, since that announcement was made, we saw an increase in walk-ins. I encourage people to go to the Quinte Sports and Wellness Center. You can walk in, you can get your COVID vaccines without having to register. You can also go to the provincial booking portal. You can go to your pharmacy, you can go to your medical doctor. There are a number of other areas, but I encourage everyone to get the vaccine. It's very, very important. Well, today is the first update since school started, and it was so wonderful to see those kids that are so excited about being back to school. And I want to thank everybody for driving carefully. Sometimes these children, they get so excited they're not thinking and they dart out. So let's just be really careful, especially around school and safety zones about driving. But in addition to school being back in and all that excitement, we are now transitioning to our fall programming for the city of Belleville. So exciting news, the CA Arena is now open for hockey bookings, and so people can book ice time there. The Tumbleman Aquatic Center, so the pool at the Quinte Sports and Wellness Center, is now open. And as some side news, the Kinsman pool is now closed. And that outdoor pool has been in operation this summer. We've had over 8,000 people use it. It was wonderful, and we want to thank all of you for using it and our staff for operating it. But you can now be indoors for swimming, and you do have to make an appointment. And so I would go to the Quinte Sports and Wellness Center website. It's right here on the screen, so you can go and you can book times to go swimming. At the Quinte Sports and Wellness Center, we also have the multi-purpose room that's now open for rentals, for meetings. Aquafit, I know a lot of folks enjoy getting exercise in the water. Aquafit begins next week on September the 13th. Swimming lessons begin a week later on September the 20th. And as I said, the Family Dental Center Arena is going to have ice put back in, and it's going to open, and they're scheduled to open on September the 20th. And as I said, we are in the final midst of making plans to move the vaccination clinic from that Family Dental Clinic Center clinic over to the gymnasium, and so that'll be great there. And the indoor walking track, because I know a lot of you have been asking, when will the indoor walking track be open? It is open, set to be open on September the 21st. And again, pre-registered bookings are required. Booking for the walking track begins on September the 14th, so next Tuesday. So if you're interested, be in touch there. And the last thing I want to talk about at the Quinte Sports and Wellness Center is the 50+ Center. The calendar for all of the activities starting in October, it will be available on September the 27th, and I know everybody's looking forward to getting back to those activities. This week, members of the Belleville Transit Advisory Committee and myself joined city staff to launch a brand new Route Number 9. And Route Number 9 will service parts of Thurlow Ward, north of the 401, and it's really, really exciting. The new route will run 7 days a week. It starts and stops at the Quinte Mall, and it goes through Settlers Ridge, Deerfield, Walmart, Caniff Mills, Heritage Park, and the Canifton area, and then back to the Quinte Mall. Again, more information is available here on the website, and we had a wonderful day. I want to thank Gil, the driver, who was very safe and careful as we went along. And also, it was wonderful because the timing of our trip coincided with a lot of kids going back to school, and they were waiting for their school buses. And so it was really exciting to see them out and to start the year. In addition, we have been upgrading our transit stops because we receive funding from the provincial government specifically for transit upgrades. And you will see that there are a number of transit upgrades being made to stops across the city. You know, some of it we're putting in the concrete pads, there'll be shelters put in there. As I said, those were AOTA Accessibility Act compliant upgrades. Were required to do so, and you will see that stops along our current routes 4, 5, and 7 are being updated, and construction for those locations are expected to be done by this fall. So we thank everybody for their cooperation and their assistance. Saturday this week is 20th anniversary of the tragedy of September 11th, 2001, and I think all of us remember exactly where we were and what we were doing from that day. And it seems like it was just yesterday, but it's already been 20 years. And so here in Belleville, we're going to recognize that event because it was a very, very important event in world history, and it's changed our lives forever. And we are going to be doing an event at Fire Station Number 1, so the Belleville Fire Headquarters, the emergency headquarters on Station Street, in the morning of Saturday. And then later on, we're going to do a regional event with Prince Edward County and Quinte West at the Regional Training Center. So details, more details on this is about to come. You can tune in at belleville.ca for more information. But if you do attend any of these remembrance ceremonies, I ask you to wear a mask and practice physical distancing at all times. It's a solemn day for all of us, and as in, I remember exactly what I was doing on that day, and the world is very different since then. So we remember all those people that tragically lost their lives. We remember the first responders who ran towards danger when everyone was running away, and we appreciate the sacrifices they make. Okay, so I just want to finish up with today's little bit longer than normal video. Here we are with the Ontario Adventure Rowing Club and the Quinte Rowing Club here in Belleville. We're located at the Keegan Parkway at the foot of Herkimer, so at the lakeside of Herkimer. And today we're doing their start for their season. It's held in conjunction with what they call the Dry Run, and the Ontario Adventure Rowing Tour is coming along Lake Ontario. So they started in Quinte West this morning, and they're joining us here for lunch. And they're taking the same route, interestingly, that the World Rowing Tour next year in 2022 will take in September. So we're really excited to be able to host this and to join with the hosting of it, and it's wonderful. But that tour, the World Rowing Tour 2022, will go all through the Bay of Quinte and through the Thousand Islands, and really it's exciting. Anyone who's interested in rowing, it's a tremendous way to stay in shape. You can contact the Quinte Rowing Club. Here's some information on them. And today we are naming 2 brand new boats. So here you'll see the Donna Spiegel and the Ted Wolvers boats, both of which are going to get their names, and they'll be used by the club this year, and it's wonderful to see them back in the water and back in action after everything that COVID has done for us. So with that, that's my update for this week. And if you have any questions or comments, you can always contact me through my City Hall office. You can also contact all of the members of Belleville City Council. We do have a meeting on Monday, so there'll be more information to share next week. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend and enjoy the great weather that's supposed to be this weekend. Take care.